Hi everyone, I'm Stella CB. I'm a health and fitness coach for women in menopause and the host of this Inspire show. And as you know, I always bring guests who can inspire you on some way. So today we have here Shridhevi Veerappan. She's a high performance fitness coach. Hi Shridhevi.
Hi, Stella. Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell me about yourself? Because I know you wasn't always be a fitness coach. How did you
Yes.
start it?
Yes. I'll try to keep it short as possible. So I was born and brought up in India. So I did my education in India. And at a very young age, my dad wanted me to either do engineering or medicine. That was his calling for me. I was always interested in psychology. At high school, I really wanted to understand why people behave the way they do. But because of I just want to respect my father's, wishes. So I pursued architecture. So I did my bachelor's in architecture in India. Then I came to the US to do my master's in architecture. I started working. I did not enjoy it. I was miserable. I hated it. Then there was a time we had a break, and I was married by then. I had a 2-year-old son. We had a break to go to London, UK, for my husband. He also wanted to change his career, and that seemed like a good like a transition or a break for me to think about my career choices and my purpose in life. I felt like I could contribute more than just being a mom and being in the profession I did not like. So I went back to school. I did my master's in psychology. Then I came back to the US. I got a special ed licensing as well. So I started working with kids, like neurodiverse population, mostly kids with autism, ADHD, learning disabilities. And I also worked with parents closely as I worked with the kids. And one thing I realized was when I worked more with the parents who are involved with their kids, I could see more progress. So I decided to shift and work more with the parents. And so
Mhm.
I start. So that's where I kind of started. That's where my journey to where I am kind of evolved, because parents, uh, kids spend most of the time with the parents. So there's no I don't add a lot of value if I'm just working with the kids, and then send them home without the parents not having the tools or training to do the same thing with the kids. So I started working at parents, and then I realized I work a lot with moms. I work a lot with moms, and then I work a lot with moms who are also working, and they have this extra layer of work of having kids who have their own needs and struggles. And I realized through the course of it, there's a lot of, I mean, I could help parents with the tools and strategies, but they were tired, they were exhausted, they were burnt out, and they were not taking care of their health. So during this course, I'm in my 40s as well. I'm a mom, I'm trying to balance work and life. So I totally, it fit. Like I could get it so much. I resonated with so much, and I love working out, and I see the benefits of that. So I did go in, I got my certification as a health and life coach. I studied a lot about the health benefits, and especially women who are a little bit, I mean, 40 and above. What is the best way to approach fitness in a more holistic way? Because fitness is not just about the body, it's about the mind too. We talk about nourishment. Nourishment is not just food, it's about nourishing the mind. And I realized a lot of parents carry so much stress. So I wanted to help. So that's where I am right now as a high performance fitness coach, to help women, especially those high achieving professional women, 40 and above, to get to their dream weight, to look fit and feel fabulous. So that's my journey. I'm sorry, that was a long story.
Okay, that's why we are here.
Yeah.
To talk. Yes.
That's where I am right
Yes,
now.
I
Yeah,
know
it's a
how is
journey.
it over 40. Yeah.
Yes.
I had
Yeah.
also my journey.
Yes, you
So,
seem like you're doing the similar thing,
sorry?
right? So you're doing the
Yes,
similar thing. So yes.
yes, but it's okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
they are many women who need our help. So,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
so how you can help to women to look fit and healthy?
Yeah, yeah. That's a $1 million question, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing I talk about is it's not about doing intense dieting. That's my philosophy. We don't have to look good about ourselves by just intense dieting or intense crazy workouts or swallowing, diet pills, and then you have these side effects. So that's one thing that's my no-go approach. So what I
Mm-hmm.
do is changing the relationship with food. How do you change your relationship with food? And then also having I do a lot of mindset shifting, like thinking about we talk about flexible thinking of how can we think about things differently, because
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about our health, it always, when I talk to women, when you start unpacking, I always realize there's something more. It's not just about their food. There's something more, a deeper and a mental health issue, like a connection, that why they're stuck and not able to get to their dream weight. So I talk a lot about the blood sugar levels, because
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing. When we get older, our blood sugar levels are kind of out of whack, and it causes stress and it's unhealthy. So I talk about ways. So one of the things is I talk about ways like how can we get our blood sugar levels in balance. It's not just about food, it's about sleep, it's about exercise, it's about drinking a lot of water, like water content. And the biggest thing is I tell them count chemicals and not calories. So which is like, that's a very, we go crazy. Like, I need to eat this many calories per day. And then people get overly stressed out about it. But eating real food and not processed food. If you look at a bag and you can't pronounce those words at the back and the ingredients, that's a
Don't bite.
that's a that's a no-go. So,
Yeah.
so so we start with simple strategies, and we talk about slowing down, like enjoy your meals. That's a big thing. When we are, since I work with working women, they're always on the go. Like, they pick up a sandwich, they're running to the next meeting, they're eating on it, and that. So when your body is stressed, and when you eat, you can't digest the food well. So
Mm-hmm.
we talk about, like, how can we create in your day times that you can sit, enjoy your meal in a non-stress way, because that helps in digestion as well. So those are the basic things I talk about in general about food. But then when we unpack and we go a little deeper, we talk about, I have a approach called acceptance and commitment therapy or training. It's called ACT, which is talks about embracing negative feelings, like painful things which we can't control, because it's a choice, right? I mean, what is important to us? Like, we need values. We talk about things which are important to us. If you want to achieve that, what can we do to help you get there? And so we have to make changes. It's because sometimes what I see is women, they have a hard time making changes, or change is uncomfortable or painful. But we talk about, yes, it's going to be painful, but acknowledge, hold on to the pain, don't push it away, because that's going to cause more stress. Acknowledge those feelings. Let it come on your journey with you. They're there, but like, it's okay. I feel uncomfortable, but this is what I really want. I want to have more energy so I can spend time with my kids. That's such an important value for me. And so, though this is hard, I'm going to do it. So those are the approaches in an overall, very, very broad terms, is what I help women with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes, feelings, it's also very important because if somebody is doing everything right, but they
Yeah.
are stressing about something,
Yeah.
then they can't lose weight.
Yes.
It's everything connected. We cannot take it one from the things we need to change. We need all
Yes.
to change to be successful with weight loss and I
Yes.
think not I always say not the weight loss is the most important thing. Our health
Mm-hmm.
is the most important thing. And if we
Exactly.
do everything we are focusing on health, and
Mm-hmm.
we doing from that perspective everything, then
Yes.
we can be successful. And the weight loss will be just the side effect.
Like that's exactly right, right? Losing weight is a side effect, a beautiful side effect of wanting to be healthy. So yes, it's like how we don't set goals. When you set goals, like I tell women, this is the way I approach it. Like, what is your value? And they say, I want to lose 20 pounds in or whatever, 2 months. Okay, that's a goal. And I'm saying, okay, so what does that do for you? What do you want to achieve by this? You're like, I want to have more energy. I want to feel good about, I want to have more. Okay, let's focus on that. And let's focus on that because when you focus on that, those 20 pounds is the side effect. Like you said, you'll lose it. So because that will make you joyful. That gives you happiness than just stress of wanting to lose a number on a scale, which is so stressful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a shift in
In mind,
mindset
yeah. Yeah.
and the perspective.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. And what about relationship with food?
Relationship with food, yes. So when we talk about food, like I said, we talked about slowing down. So when I started the program, I did an experiment like to see how much time I eat my meals. I realized I eat my meals in 5 minutes. And I thought I was slow. Okay. But then I'm not enjoying the food. I just eat because I'm a mom. I have to eat quickly. So one of the ways we talk about changing, it was very hard for me to sit and eat for 20 minutes. It's actually hard. So we start slow for myself. I started slow. And then when I reach 20 minutes, it's something I help women too. Like slow down, because when you slow down, you take smaller bites and you pace your meal, you take a glass of water, you have a conversation, you're building relationships, right? And then you're eating for 20 minutes. So that actually helps. That actually helps you eating you feel like you're eating more, but you're not. You're just spreading it out. You help your body to process it and digest those foods. The other thing I talk about is meal timings. Like having, like people skip meals, like they skip breakfast or they skip lunch. And my philosophy is you have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast being, like a good meal, lunch being a good meal, dinner not as much, but keeping it spread out like every 4 hours in a day. Like start with breakfast, and then after 4 hours have lunch, after 4 hours have dinner, but 2 hours before sleep. Like make sure you eat dinner 2 hours before going to bed. So those kind of things like meal timings are also important to you. So those are some of the simple ways that we talk about, and then adding good fats and proteins. They think
Mhm.
fat is bad, and they're like, no, fat is this. Like unsaturated fat is good. Eggs, and like so we talk about. Again, it's a mindset shift, right? And I talk to women about, how many diets are there in the world? There's as many any dieting programs as many people are there, and why is that? Why are there so many? If a diet works, why can't we just use that one diet across every person? Because all of our bodies are so different. And then just listening to your body, because our body is the best teacher. Our body is the best educator for us. Just listen to our body, because what we just have to listen to what it tells us. Sometimes we need fat, sometimes we need protein. It's just so different. So, and it's so unique. So whatever I'm telling you, it's just for you. So you can't say, oh, that person is doing that, I want to do that, but it's not working for me, and you get frustrated. It's because their body is different from your body. And I also talk about, how diets change as you age. Like what I could eat at 20 and metabolize my system, I can't do it at 40 anymore. Like you can't. So that's the flexible thinking, being open to trying out different ways. Your body is not gonna, some women do have that same body in their 20s as their 40s, but most of us, our bodies go through a lot of changes, and able to appreciate who we are, and love us, and love for whom we are. At the end of the time, yes, we want to look good and feel good, but the first step is loving yourself. The first step is showing love, like I'm here. I love this body. It's a vessel. And yes, I will get to a place, to a good place, but I just first have to appreciate who I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to have time for ourselves,
Yes.
prioritize that.
Yes.
Yes, we have time for eating. Yes, we have time for moving, for
Yeah.
movements. Yes, we have time for sleep and for stress management, let's say.
Yes. No, I completely agree with you. It's hard. I mean, I wanted to say something and I completely drew a blank about it, but yeah, I completely forgot what I wanted to say. But no, I agree with you. It's all those pieces that we need.
Yes, and because we s- we usually forget about that, that we are the last one in our family
Yes.
for ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone else is more important, but no, because of our children, we have to make example. I think
Yeah.
that we have to prioritize ourselves, our time every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's 30 minutes or 1 hour to have to ourselves, because if our children will see it, they will do
Mm-hmm.
it the same. So we
Yes.
can change that. I know
Yes.
it was like that in last 50 or 100 day, maybe 100 years, that mothers thought they are the last one.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now I think we can change it.
No, that's a great point. We're good role models for our kids as well by having healthy eating habits. I don't know about in Hungary, but in the US, it's so hard. Fast foods are so cheap. Like, to get organic, healthy foods is harder. You see all the ads is about, and it's cheap and easily available. Like you can get like a burger in $2, and then, organic food is much more expensive and it's hard to get. So there's high levels of obesity, even with young kids, and there are kids who having more cases of kids having diabetes and things like that, a lot of health issues, which is really concerning. So I think as parents, we need to set those healthy eating habits and life. It's a lifestyle at the end of the day. I think it's more than just what we eat. It's a lifestyle. It becomes this is the way I live. And once it becomes a lifestyle, then it is who you are, and that's a definition of who you are. And your kids see that, and they want to make it their lifestyle. And the thing that I wanted to say, which I forgot, which I blanked, was when we are stressed, what do we, what I used to do is I have a box. It's good now. Used to have a box of chocolate in my side dresser drawer. So when I'm stressed, I just take a bag and eat chocolate, like, because it gives me that immediate sugar rush and I feel happy. And that 1 second, the 2 minutes, which was a no-no. But then that's what people do when they're stressed. You eat ice cream or sugar because you get that instant gratification. And I tell people, when people say that's like, I'm so bad at it, and I'm so bad at I'm doing it. I'm like, no, that's something you've learned, because that gives you that happiness, and you're doing it because it gives you happiness. But it's just not the right way to gain that happiness. So instead of taking the tub of ice cream or the chocolate, what can you do differently, which is hard. So again, it's a choice. Like there are different ways that you can get that happiness. Like you said, we can go for a walk, we can take an hour for ourselves, go for a massage. I don't know, something that calms us down in a more healthy way than going for those unhealthy snacks when we are really sad, feeling really sad.
Yes. Yes, because it's making dopamine, the
Yes,
sugar.
yeah,
Yes,
sugar,
and
yeah.
we like the dopamine. But
Yeah, the
yes,
dopamine
everyone.
high, yeah.
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 And that's why I think we need to know more, to be more honest with ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
to know what can give us that dopamine,
Yeah.
what adds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we like to draw or to read when we were
Yeah.
younger. We are not doing it or
Yes.
we like to, I don't know, do something what we don't doing now, but if we start to think what we liked, then we can start to do that. Or maybe now it's different word. Maybe we can learn something new, and we can concentrate on that. And then
Yes.
maybe we don't want to eat chocolate or something else.
Yes. Yes. And I'm sure you might have seen this more. I haven't worked with a lot of women who are going through menopause because that has its own hormonal challenges, I'm guessing, and emotional challenges as well. So, and I know it's harder when you're at the age, your body's going through so much, and your chemicals in your brain are going through so much changes. It's so much harder. And I think one thing, which is a basic thing, is just awareness of your body. Because I think what happens is we are so in the just go, go, go. We're not aware of what our body wants. So sometimes just pausing and just taking a second to think, okay, I'm really sad. I want to take the chocolate because it makes me so happy. Or I'm really sad. I want, I'm going to have this type of ice cream. But if you just take that second to pause and say, okay, what can I do instead? And just being that body awareness. Like I feel sad. I feel my blood sugar drop. I feel like I need to eat this to make me happy. If you can start thinking, because the thoughts are so important, like pausing and thinking about those thoughts that you have first, then you can make a choice. Because what happens is typically when we're not aware of what our body needs, we just react immediately to what our brain says. Go take chocolate. You are sad. Go take chocolate and you go. But if you stop and say, yes, brain, I heard you. I heard you said, I'm sad, but I'm not going to go for chocolate. I'm going to draw or journal or something. Because after that, because what happens when you eat chocolate, you feel happy, then you feel guilty and miserable that you ate a box of chocolate, and then it goes into that cycle and you're stuck. You're never, it's a never ending cycle. It's not a workable behavior, right? It's not getting you to where you want to be. So what can we do instead to change it? So that's one piece I speak a lot with women, and we don't go in with that because it's so hard, but just learning to be aware of your body, the signals of your body, is very important.
Yes. And we can also start, because I started also to meditate, for example,
Yes.
or when I didn't feel good, then I started to meditate, and that was some kind of new thing for me. I never thought I will, because I always like to dance and everything. And what, meditation? What's that? Or what is that? So
Yeah.
yes, I started that also, and everyone can try to do that, or music,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
guided meditation or something.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, for instead of eating chocolate, I just start to dance or something. It's
Ah,
moving
I
and
love
it makes
that.
me
Yeah.
happy.
It makes you
So
happy. Yes, I love that. Yes, dancing for sure. I love that you spoke about meditation because meditation is hard. And I'll tell you, but I also do meditation, not as much as I would love to, but I'd like to do more. And meditation helps you be in the present moment, be here in the present, because it talks about the body awareness. Meditation gives you that, it teaches you that. So that's a great skill. When you start meditating, then you're more aware of your body, that you're in the present moment. You're not thinking about the past, the future, and getting all worked up. So that is a great skill, and I love meditation. And it's hard, but it's so helpful. And then I always say, start slow. If you have never done meditation in your life, do 30 seconds. And I also tell people it's okay if your thoughts are going away and you're not completely in there, you can bring it back and be okay with that. Don't beat yourself about it. Be okay. Like, okay, my thoughts, I'm thinking about something else. It's okay. Just come back. And that helps.
yes.
Yeah.
Time it's with time it's easier, I think,
Yeah, it
because
gets,
our
yeah.
body used to do it, and with breathing and breath, it's also very very good to start. Yeah, and it's anyway the breathing it's good.
Yes, it
uh,
is. The breathing, yeah, like breathing is so good. I have my own, like I do my own podcast, but it's a different kind. I talk to women who's gone through a lot of like trauma and obstacles in their life, and how they overcame it, and they're, doing what they want. And some women have gone through so much trauma, but if you see a pattern, one thing that has helped across the board is breathing. The deep breathing,
mhm,
and journaling are the two things I always hear that has helped them, get through or process those strong emotions,
mhm.
and which again, like we said, the body mind connection. When a body is stressed out, when we eat, it's not gonna feel good, and we stress eat, it's not helpful anyway. Yeah.
Yes. What kind of workouts, or what kind of movements do you
Okay. Yeah.
prefer to ask from your clients?
Yes. So that's again very tailored. So I ask people what they feel comfortable doing. Like what like sometimes I ask them like what kind of sports did you play as a child? Like let's start with that. Like if you played tennis as a child, maybe you have those skills, you have that hand-eye coordination. Why didn't you try do something that you're familiar with? And I've talked about, like, I never say the word exercise, like you said, I just say the word movement. You just need to move. You don't need to go into the gym and start pumping weights right away. Start slow. We always make a list of things that gives you joy. Talk about things. Do you enjoy walks? And some people say they have dogs. Okay, take your dog for a walk. Make it part of your like routine. Feel like going on a hike, go on a hike. If you played football, like whatever sports you played as a child, maybe that could be an option right now for you. And always start small. I mean, you don't have to do like an hour workout. Start small, play for 10, 15 minutes a day and just build your stamina. And the only thing is just do some kind of movement, any kind of movement. And you can get creative, like you said, right? Dancing. If you enjoy dancing, do that's movement. Like go for a Zumba class or dance something, or look at a video. If you don't want to go, just look at a video of someone dancing, go crazy, like just move your arms and legs. That's all you need. And then when you get your blood flowing and it becomes a habit, then you can add more consistent and systematic workouts to your day. So that's something typically I start with. Do something you love. And then let's move from there. Yeah.
I always say it
Yeah.
has to become a habit. Like
Yes.
we never forget to wash our teeth.
Yes. Yeah.
That's we need. It's just the same habit has to be every day. I will move something, some little.
Yes.
It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. It's okay. Just to
Yes.
start a new habit. Yeah.
Yes. And it relieves the pressure because they're like, oh, I don't want to wear, I don't have time. I can't wear gym clothes. I don't want to get out and go to the gym. No, don't have to, whatever. Don't do that. I mean, if you're working in an office, climb the staircase. Don't take the, elevator, or the, walk around, just take a minute, few minutes. So we can get as creative as you want. So I always tell them, there's always a solution for every problem. Like we can figure out this together. If you have a problem, we have a solution for that. We can get creative. And that's why we're there as coaches, to help them through those processes, to figure it out, which works for them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you, if you could go back in time
Yeah.
and you could advise something for yourself, or what would it be? Or if you could change something, what would you change?
I wish I was more self-confident, like confident in my own skin. Like that one thing that I feel like there's so many things I wanted to do. As I said, I made all these changes in my life because I wanted to please somebody else. And if I was confident and I said, this is what I really, really want to do, and stand up for myself. I think that's something I would love telling my younger self. I mean, not that all these experiences helped me, shaped me to who I was today, but still, that's something I teach to my kids as well. Like, yes, you should do what's purposeful and what's meaningful for you and pursue in those paths, right? I mean, and it's okay. It's okay to not to fail. It's okay if you went through it sometimes and that fear is there, but it's okay. Making sure it's okay to feel it's okay that even if I fail, I tried it. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
Yeah, we can change a little how we were raised, and we can change
Yeah.
a little for better.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is your message to my listener for women in menopause?
Women, I would say just love yourselves. Listen to your body. Your body is the infinite, like your book, the knowledge where you get. Listen to your body, and move towards what you want in life. Doesn't matter what the other person wants. Whatever you want in life, move towards that. Listen to your body and be kind to yourself.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
um, can do you is it something we didn't speak about? Do you want something else to share?
Um, Not really, but if I love this conversation, Stella. Thank you so much. I love talking about health and fitness and the holistic approach. So I love this conversation. It's not just about, you know, food and dieting. So thank you so much for having me. I also have like a free like a giveaway if your women are interested for listening. It's basically just what we talked about today, but it's in a book format. Like it says 2 pages, but it talks about the 7 different ways that we can get to your dream weight without, changing the relationship with food. So I can, that's just available for free. So if you wanna, I can give you the link, and then whoever clicks on it can get access to that document.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
put down the
Okay.
link. Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Stella. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.